Hello, good people. Welcome to our show. Hello, bad people. Welcome. Today we're going to discuss more about SEO, how to adapt, because it's very important to adapt fast, to move fast, because many things are changing fast. And sometimes we can get all new trends, and you don't need to do it if you can pay attention to white hat SEO, if you think more about UX, about customers, and don't chase trends like to get more traffic, volume. Today, it's not the best environment to get more traffic. It's more about to grow your business and get sales. I'm so excited to discuss a lot more with Andrew Deutsch. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you again.
Yeah, big pleasure, big pleasure. I always happy to see someone who can get back to my podcast to bring more value. Andrew, before we start, just tell more about yourself, about experience, background, and anything that can help our listeners to learn more about you.
All right. I don't want to use the whole segment to do it, but basically, I started my career in global trade, helping American companies set up distribution, trade partnerships, sourcing globally. At that point, I worked in about 130 different countries, generating literally billions of dollars in revenue for companies. Uh, got so big and overweight and couldn't travel anymore that I decided it was time to lose 160 pounds and not do that anymore. So really what we've focused on since is really building core strategies before people go to all of these tactical means, so that when they drive traffic, they're driving traffic that matters.
Yeah.
The most common conversations I have is, we have millions of people coming to our website, we're not doing business. And the
Yeah.
question is, well, what strategy brought all of those wrong people to your website? Or what aren't you doing when they get there to show them the value that they would want to see to be able to do business with you?
Yeah, that's nice. I think like marketers who have sales background usually good marketers, because I see when marketers who chase traffic volume, it doesn't work, especially today. When people use popular tools like SEMrush, Ahrefs, Google Keyword Planner, many of them, they can see volume. Volume is the most confusing metric ever.
Yep.
And we made a study that it's the most popular metric among SEO specialists in 20 countries. I mean, like, yeah, we analyzed 20 countries, 90 countries of them check out volume first. Only in China, they don't check
Yeah.
out volume. Probably depends on their symbols.
Yeah. Well, we joke that statistics are like bikinis. It's usually what they don't reveal that is probably the most interesting. It's what you talk to someone and they'll tell you, for example, we convert 1 in 10 into customers. And you talk to someone else, they say, well, we convert 1 in a million to customers. I'm exaggerating, but the
Yeah.
reality is, how much actual business volume are you doing? Because if you had to convert 1 out of a million, meaning you had a million contacts that you had to follow through and only got one, what are you doing that's driving that other 900 and something thousand people to your site that will never do business with you, or you don't know how to convert?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Andrew, let's talk about new terminology that we have, abbreviation, generative engine optimization, and especially today when Google is pushing more AI overview and AI mode, and it's not the same with 10 blue links, because I mean, like, users can't get all information from title and description from these feature snippets, and they should to click. But when I see AI mode, I don't need to click. I get all this information, and for a few decades, many SEO agencies use the strategy to override blog content in order to lead customers to sales funnel, to bring value in blog content, yeah, and put call to action inside them. But today, what do you think about this strategy? Because Google replied many times, you don't need to change anything. It's the same SEO. Some experts said the same, but I see different opinion about that. Someone said no, we need to change because it's not the same that we did before. Because if ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google AI mode can reply to questions fully, what's the point to write this blog content? So, can
Yeah.
you tell your things about that?
I'm still a believer that many times low tech is the right solution. When you've got a million people out chasing, if you're a strategic marketer and you know who your population is, you know the persona of the business or the person you want to do business with, and you can micro target those folks, it's a far more powerful than most of this casting a wide net nonsense. It's like trying to kill a mosquito with a sledgehammer. You're just not going to be successful. So depending on how niche your business is, which is the area that we work, is with companies that have very specific markets that they function and work to. The SEO has become such a minor part of how we attract that business. There's so many other ways to engage folks. So it's not really an issue for the clients that we work with.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew, let's talk about creating the right strategy.
I'm sorry, creating what?
Right strategy. Content strategy, content plan. Can you tell your methods? For example, if you open, let's imagine SEMrush, Seranking, any other tools. So you can see a bunch of keywords, a lot of keywords. But how you choose the right keywords? How you choose?
I'm gonna push back on the question, because the strategy starts with understanding the client base first. So, jumping to the tactics of looking at keywords only happens after we've really looked at who is what is the population that you can provide the best value for. So if you're in a niche market where, for example, let's say you make CNC metalworking equipment for an example, and the equipment that you have has 5 or 6 different channels that it goes in, whether it's automotive or industrial machine, whatever it is that you're making, then you're micro targeting who within those markets, and you can find definitive lists of the top 100, 200, 300. Then from there, it's your keyword selection begins as to what those folks would be looking for. Years ago, one of my favorite stories, I did work with a company that made steel drums for the chemical industry. Those big 55-gallon drums that ship things everywhere. And if you looked at the way that the keyword strategy worked, they had people looking for steel drums for playing Caribbean music. They had steel drums or for something to do with medical device, for eardrums. There's all of these different things. But when we realized that the keywords we were looking for were people in the chemical coatings and specific industries, we were able to pick those words properly. Everyone out there is playing with the generic words that get them all sorts of erroneous hits. You want to be specific to who your customer is, and then within that, what is the persona of what they're looking for.
Nice. And you mentioned about keywords. What we can see today, people used keywords for a long time because Google couldn't recognize long questions. Keywords were like replacement for long questions. But today, Google AI mode can understand long questions. ChatGPT, for example, if I put any keyword like on ChatGPT, let's imagine weight loss. So I usually get the response from ChatGPT. Please clarify. Give me ideas. What do you want? So ChatGPT can understand better long questions. Perplexity the same. Google. So people are changing behavior. It takes time. Of course, it's not like 1-2 days deal. I mean, like it takes like years to change habits. And what do you think about topic research? Because I see some experts pay attention to topic research instead of keywords. So you think like keyword research is still important, or it's better to pay attention to topic research?
All of it is important. It's just different priorities. You still have to have a proper keyword strategy. Bill, excuse me. You also have to recognize what are the questions that people would ask to lead you, and make sure that that's happening also. So there's no one path to making it happen, but I'm still an advocate that direct marketing and direct targeting your audience is a far better use of your time. While you're waiting for someone to take action in search, you can light up their neurons and get them excited about your business in ways that don't involve any of that. It's becoming more and more. Every day on LinkedIn, I'm getting 20, 30. I have the perfect strategy to drive traffic and you read the emails and you can tell that it was written by AI because it's not in proper English, it's not in business format. It's still not a perfect option. But if you have a definitive list of who you're targeting, who those people are, and going after them directly to drive the traffic, I would much rather have 5 people come to the website that want to do business than 1,000 people coming to the website who go, why am I here?
Yeah, yeah. Andrew, you mentioned about email. For example, like a few weeks ago, I got 4 emails from Neil Patel Digital. And all these emails ask me and propose some speakers who can speak on this podcast, some good experts, by the way. I didn't reply to them because I'm still waiting for sequences. I want to know follow-ups, what kind of follow-ups they can use. But anyway, what I found different, it's not like cold outreach, and that was not human written. That was between. I think like that was AI personalized emails, and I can rank them like from 7 to 10 because cold email like 5 to 10. Human written can be from 8 to 10, but my score like 7. So, and Neil Patel started to use AI personalization, and I did it the same. So we use email marketing as well, and I paid like around $20 for Claude Sonnet 4.5 to personalize 10,000 emails. So we use Claude to research 10,000 people and use this personalization. I can't say that it looks great, but it's better than cold email, much better. So probably we can keep improving that. What do you think about AI personalization?
It really comes down to if you're using AI to write for you at this moment in time, I don't know what the future holds. People can tell. Like I use AI with writing, but I write something and I'll ask AI to read it and tell me impression, tone, and otherwise, and to look for grammatical errors. Then I go back and I edit the original text. There's just it's what AI has done is it's created a laziness that's obvious. It's I mean, I don't know about you, but I get hundreds of these bogus. I've seen your profile and I'm so impressed. Do you have a Signal WhatsApp account? Which of course are scammers. Every single one of those is written in a way that you don't get past the first line and go, but this is a robot, or this is a non-native. It's BS. So it really comes back to that personal touch. If I'm emailing somebody, I know who they are. I've done the research. I've seen their background, and I personalize it to that person, even if I don't know them. And if you read one of these emails, you'll recognize that this is a direct contact from a human. It would be very difficult for someone to read an email from me and say, "Oh, this is a robot," because I know that that it used to be the scatter approach. Let's send out 100,000 and hope somebody responds. That's not a strategy. That's throwing something against the wall to see if it'll stick. It's all about in today's, especially in the B2B, business to business space, it's about micro targeting an audience that you've researched and know would benefit from what it is that you're providing.
Yeah. Andrew, let's talk more about AI written content, because I want to admit that my best results are coming from AI written content. So probably I'm terrible writer, I don't know, but I write a lot. I spend a lot of time to write. But what I can see, AI written content can work well if you have experience in specific topic. For example, if I write about any topic like let's imagine weight loss, I can't create anything valuable. I can't. Even I had this personal experience to lose weight, but I can't teach others. That was personal experience because each case is different. But about SEO and digital marketing, I can, and I got real great results even on LinkedIn from fully AI written posts. But what I can see, it's not about AI written. It's about someone who can lead AI in the right direction. So basically, I
Yeah.
can write my copy with valuable insights, and I ask AI to edit this content in specific style according to a target audience, to research more data, and I never accept the first version. I need to ask a few times. I can chat with ChatGPT. I can play with that, and for example, in like for a while, I can get some piece of content that can satisfy me, and it works really well. So for me, AI content is good if someone who can lead AI in the right direction. And today we cooperate with many great writers. I never tell them, please don't use AI. No, I tell use AI.
Yeah.
Of course, use AI, but bring me
Yep.
value. I don't care how it's.
And there's a slight difference here, though, of being a native English being your native language and not, where AI becomes a huge tool to help. When I write in other languages, I speak several, but if you read my writing, for example, in Portuguese, you would know that I'm not a Brazilian or from Portugal. So I use AI to edit and make those changes because I don't have, it's a way to enhance my ability to communicate. So in those cases it is, but I would say to you that if you took one of those that you think is one of your prime written AI driven contacts and had someone who was a native speaker read through it and asked them, could you tell that this was AI? I bet you 80-90% of the time they go, oh yeah, you can tell. It's when it isn't your native tongue. It's I remember years ago, someone I know used a writing program he got fired from his job, and he wanted to tell the top customers what happened. And he said that, basically what he wrote in English and then had translated into the other language was that they didn't like my idea for growth and fired me. And what it ended up saying is they thought I was an idiot and they lit me on fire because it wasn't done properly. So
Yeah.
he didn't know when he
Yeah.
was writing. He didn't know what the AI translation did. But basically, he was burned at the stake like a witch because he was lit on fire.
When I use AI, nobody can recognize it was written by AI because I play a lot with this. It's not like the result that AI can generate. It's more about how you can manage the process. So, for example, one of my posts got plus 100,000 views, a lot of views, 600 comments, a lot of likes, but everyone discussed the value of this post. Someone hated, someone loved, but nobody told that was AI written. Nobody saw that.
Well, whether they comment or not, I've seen your posts. I'm assuming when I read them that you're using some sort of an assist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can feel it. But anyway, I mean, like, the main goal of AI, I agree, it's just to help. And I'm not sure. For example, from my experience, what I can see, experts can create great content with AI if they don't have two things. First thing, they need to know one specific niche. I mean, like to work only in one niche. And second, they need to know how to write. Because, for example, I cooperated with big accounting companies in the US, plus 20 years of experience, a lot of rewards. Everything looks great, everything, except they don't know how to write. They know how to calculate data, how to take a lot of data and put in the suitable format. When I asked them, please create content, they couldn't. They use ChatGPT to generate some useless because they don't have writing experience.
Yeah.
Second thing, if someone with good writing experience, they write a lot plus 1,000 words a day, but without having knowledge in one specific field, they can't generate anything valuable. So you need to become an expert with writing background. It's my point.
Yeah. I did an experiment with a client about 2 months ago. They were looking to acquire a business and they had the set of financials. And we uploaded those financials to 3 different AIs and asked the AI to evaluate and give insight into the financials just to see what would happen, because we'd never done it before. All 3, I would say 50% of what they came up with was identical, the same insight, and the rest of it was all different. So the three AIs disagreed on what the financials were saying, And then a guy who's got 40 years of M&A experience reviewed it and found that each one of them caught a piece, but none of them gave the level of insight that he was able to by digging into the financials on his own and created the question. So then we uploaded his insight to all three and asked the AI if it agreed. And the final result that came back after that advanced personal, relationship with numbers got us even more insight that was actually useful beyond what he had said and what they had said before. But what you're getting at, which I think is key, is it's the interaction with the AI and correcting it and dealing with the questions that come from the initial text. There was a renaming of a product that we looked at. Now, I thought it was kind of funny. We asked the AI just to see what the AI would say. And it's a company that they have a product that does 7 things. So the product, it was the name of the product and the model 7 because it did 7 things. So they asked AI, well, if we change the name to this, what would be the pros and cons from a marketing perspective? And it came back and said, well, you're getting away from the series because it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We wrote back to the AI and we said, no, the 7 is how many functions that device has. We want to get away from that and we want a more compelling name. And the AI responded, oh, well, that's a completely different story. And it came up with a path for renaming that then led to the creative team coming up with a name. So, it really is that interactive piece to get to something special. But at the end, if you don't have a human of native of the language that you're using to go back and verify, you can embarrass the heck out of yourself. Look at all the lawyers who've been getting caught in court with case studies of cases that never existed because the AI hallucinates.
Yeah. It's possible. Yeah, I know about that. I usually check out, and I usually set up extra prompts like please deeply dive in the topic, learn more, find more the resources, and of course I read everything. I read because I understand it can hallucinate, it can lead in the wrong direction, but yeah, if you check out, manage, it works. Andrew, let's talk about the terminology about SEO is dead. I mean, like I check out on Google Trends since 2004, it's only growing in popularity. But in this year, Surfer SEO was acquired. SEMrush was acquired for almost $2 billion by Adopt. So SEO, many people can say that, like keep saying that SEO is dead, but big SEO companies acquired for a lot of money. So what do you think? Why people keep saying that when these companies, I mean, like could sell their stuff for a lot of money, crazy money?
Yeah, I'm always amazed at how people do valuations of their businesses. In the private equity space, the whole thing is it's not about buying a company of value. It's about buying a company that you think you can sell for more after you do some things to it. So I've seen so much M&A of people buying garbage and then being able to repackage and resell that garbage to some other guy who buys that garbage. So it's hard to say. It's like the stock market. I mean, I've seen companies that are booming and their stock falls through the floor, and there's companies that are about to go bankrupt and the stock goes crazy. It's more about the perceived value and speculation than it is about the value, the actual value.
Yeah,
I really don't know how to respond to that, except that I'm not one of those guys who's buying junk companies and repackaging them.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I mean, like what happens now, for me, it's good for industry. It's good. I mean, like all this generative experience because people can focus on things that matter. For example, you have sales background, and I think the best marketers have sales background because they pay attention to sales. They don't care about volume, about traffic, about any other vanity metrics. They pay attention how to grow business with sales because only sales can bring revenue. Only sales can pay all bills that we have. So, Andrew, let's talk about bottom funnel. So I think it's a good idea to craft any strategy from bottom funnel, but I see when experts create content for bottom and medium funnel because of topical authority. So they think like let's imagine if I create content, what is SEO? I don't have this content in my blog. I don't have this content at any place because I don't want to compete with Wikipedia, with ChatGPT, AI mode. They can reply to this question, and it doesn't bring sales. Even if I find like millions to promote this keyword, it doesn't bring any sales. So, can you tell about your strategy? How to focus from bottom funnel, or it's a good idea to create any content for top funnel in order to get this topical authority?
Yeah, if you're talking bottom of funnel in terms of being able to close deals, is that what you're referring to? That you've got them prepped and you're ready to go? And I mean, it really,
yeah.
I don't care what technology is out there. At the end of the day, sales is a human interaction. And if you don't continue to have that human space, there's so many companies that sell very expensive products and wonder why people create a cart and never close the cart. It's because they've never had an interaction with that person. There are companies that back in the 1980s and 90s, their business was based on being able to demonstrate their product to the consumer, interact with that consumer so that they would understand how that product will change their life and make their life better. And they were able to close. Those companies now with a shopping cart and maybe some videos that people never watch, they're not closing because they don't have that human interaction. So at the end of the day, it's, if I pick up the phone because let's say I'm going to buy, I don't know, as a consumer, I'm going to buy a home theater system, and you can't hear it on the computer. You don't know what it sounds like, and you want to have a little bit more information. So you pick up a phone or you set up a Zoom meeting or a chat, and you've got questions about how that thing's going to work, how you'll have to interact with it, and they don't have a quality salesperson. And you say, well, why is your system better than anyone else? And their response is, well, we've been around for years. We must be good. Not the actual data and information that I want to understand. So, bottom of funnel closing is still, there should be a human element, the ability to interact with that person, especially with high dollar sales.
Yeah, of course. But do you create any content for top funnel in order to get topical authority? I mean, like, what I can see when companies create this top funnel content, because they have a list of topics that can help them to get this topical authority, to rank in bottom funnel as well. So the main point, they explained that because it can help to get keywords with bottom funnel. Do you use the strategy or not?
Well, there's a path to purchase that's been, and it's been something that we've been talking about since before the internet even existed. The first is, and like Salesforce.com and all of them, they talk about a lead. By the time somebody's a lead, before that they were a prospect, and before that they were an unknown. So the first level, that top level content, is just becoming aware that you've got a solution, that this may be a place that they want to be. Then the next level is, hey, there's something there that can help me. I'm interested in knowing more. And as you move down through research and all of the steps of the sales process, then you get to that closing point. So top of the funnel is full of all sorts of people who may or may not be able to do business with you based on all the criteria of the sale. So the content strategy changes from how do we get millions and millions of people to become aware and see if it's a fit and start to identify. And as soon as they raise their hand, then it becomes each of the next interactive steps to get them towards that purchase. So,
Nice.
the content strategy changes depending on who that person is and what your awareness is of them.
The last time many SEO experts say about SEO, it's not like search engine optimization, it's more search everywhere optimization. So, and I see it's popular today to repurpose content in different formats in order to get traffic. But I see when companies use this strategy in order to repurpose content just for the sake of having it. For example, I don't do it. I pay attention to LinkedIn, but I don't repurpose content in 7 other social media because I don't have audience there. It's tough to win attention. Even if it doesn't take a lot of time, I see some experts are good with one channel, very good with one channel. Someone is good with cold email outreach, someone with personalized email outreach, someone with LinkedIn. So I see focusing can bring a lot of results. Can you tell from your perspective how you can see search everywhere optimization?
I'm not sure that I can even answer that. That's the first time I've heard this expression, search everywhere optimization, just 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to give you an example of a recent situation. So someone I know is looking for a new way of coding products in their manufacturing process. There is a company out there who's the leader in this specific type of coding. But this guy went to the web, he went to AI, and he said, well, who are all the companies who make this? And he got a list of companies. He went to the websites and made inquiries on all of these different websites as to what systems they have. And he wants to learn about this to see if it fits his industry. The supposed leader in the industry, responded with an email that just basically said, send us a picture of the part and what you want to coat that with, and we'll give you a quote. That was it. One of the other sites that's sort of the number 2, number 3 in the market said, can we jump on a Zoom call so that I can show you, what's there? Another company said, if you send us the part, we'll do this for free and show you how our system works. Each one had a different approach. And several of the other websites just didn't even respond until 2 or 3 days later, after the purchase decision was already made. So it's, the AI sort of drew him to all of these different players in the market. He's not going to be doing business with the company that considers itself the lead. You know why they do what they do? Because they've got the arrogance of saying, oh, people always want to do business with us. But if you're new, their content strategy doesn't tell you that they're the leader. It doesn't give you the idea that they're heads and tails above, that they've got 5 times, 10 times the sales of all those other companies. So, the search everywhere, you have to build that awareness of leadership or a perception of leadership before, if you know nothing about that industry, but you're interested in what they do, the content strategies have to be to really position yourself from first contact to know who you want to do business with. Otherwise, the buyer is spreading a search everywhere and not finding what they're looking for.
Yeah. Got it. Andrea, I have 2 final questions, very
Sure.
important questions to my audience. The first question, I want to help new people who want to join this niche. And I never acquired audience who can learn SEO, who want to join, but I have them. I don't know how they can find me, but anyway, so, and what I can see today, it's not the same that was like 10 years ago or 5 years ago. I mean, like, companies hired interns, SEO interns, just to give them some manual tasks, boring tasks. They can acquire experience to become experts in one day. But today, almost everyone is looking for AI agents that can replace them. And it's not even about interns. What we can see, for example, Microsoft laid off 9,000 people. IBM 8,000. All big tech companies in the US laid off 65,000 people in 2025. A lot of people. I'm pretty sure they will find another job. But the main reason was AI. So AI can replace very smart people because it's tough to join Microsoft or IBM if you are not smart. They can choose only the best. So, but what about AI about interns? Someone wanna join this niche, but nobody wants to hire them. So, can you give them advice what to do?
Absolutely. I'll go back to the core of what my company, the Fango Group, does. Tactics come later, and tactics are dispensable. So if you decided 5 years ago that you wanted to be the absolute expert in Google search, today everything that you learned is gone. It's not. If you want to be successful in the business place and not be replaced by AI, you have to understand business strategy. That's where the executive suite, the people in the executive suite, if they're good at what they do, are strategists, not tacticians. I could go online today and find 100, 1,000 people to edit my videos, which is to make them content, but to design the strategy behind those videos, to explain to them how to edit it, to appeal to the value proposition of the folks that are going to watch that video. that's a strategic move. So the way to protect yourself is, even if you're in a tactical mode, surround yourself with and endear yourself to strategists and learn that piece of business. Strategy people will always have a job. AI may interfere a bit with that later, but at this point, no AI is going to build you that core strategy that's going to then lead to those tactics that AI can produce and low cost tacticians can do. There's no CEO out there who's a tactician. They're all strategists.
Yeah, nice. And my final question about the future. I'm terrible forecaster. I failed to forecast American president. I failed to forecast Bitcoin price. I remember when someone came to me, one of my friends came to me like 10 years ago and told, do you want to buy Bitcoin? You can buy 1,000 Bitcoin, if you want. It will be future money. I replied, no, I don't need it. I don't know what is it. Then he asked, okay, just buy 100 Bitcoins. I replied, no, I don't need even one Bitcoin. I don't want to take it. And but what I can see, I can adapt to whatever happens. You mentioned that all knowledge that you can have about Google is gone. Yeah. But I see people with experience in one specific field can adapt to other field much faster than newcomers. So if you have, like marketers on TV and radio didn't lose their jobs. They adapted to digital. So if you have great experience with marketing, you can adapt to whatever happens. So can you forecast, even if it's inaccurate, just your forecast about SEO in 5-10 years?
Yeah, I don't. The most forecasting fails when people forget that they're not their market, and it's not about them. And if you can take a step back and really look at all of the trends and compare it to historic things, you get a little bit better at it. But most forecasting, you'll hear about people that are incredible forecasters. It's like the guy who buys 1,000 lottery tickets and one of them actually gets the money. They go, oh my God, I won $100. I'm a master at the lottery. You see, yeah, but you spent 1,000 to get that 100. How is that the case? It's the same thing with forecasting. Your most good forecasters are only accurate 70-80% of the time. It's just kind of how it is. So I'm not going to predict here what's going forward. The only thing that I know from my experience is, if all you're focused on are the tactics in the moment, tomorrow you'll be unemployed. You have to really understand and keep up with. You've got to read, you've got to study, you've got to be around good people who have good ideas. You want to follow people that are successful, not people who talk well.
Yeah.
There's so many scams, so many false promises. I find most of the supposed influencers out there are the worst at their jobs. You really have to look at successful people and follow successful people that aren't putting up a facade of success.
Yeah. Success, it's like hard work, We only see results, but we don't see this hard work.
I don't mention their names because I don't feel like being sued, but some of the top people that folks admire are nothing but a facade. And it's amazing how easy it is to have a cult following when there's no substance to your cult.
Yeah, got it. Andrew, it's a big pleasure to get you again on my podcast. It's very valuable all the time. You know how to share these valuable bombs. So tell our audience the best way how to follow successful Andrew Deutsch on social media, how to learn from you, how to reach out to you.
And when it comes to business, the best place to find me is either on my website, thefangogroup.com, or on LinkedIn. If you send me a connect that looks like AI wrote it, chances are I will delete it. So tell me something about yourself if you want to connect with me, and why we should connect. And I'm happy to do that. I do offer, although I'm booked out until February, my Pick My Brain sessions, which is a free 30 minutes of my time. I do one a week. For people that have an idea they want to bounce off of me, they're welcome to reach out and schedule that. And hey, it's always good to see you, Anatoly. I appreciate the invite. It's been a while. I'm trying to think how long ago it was I was on the show, but thanks for having me back.
Yeah, big pleasure. Welcome back anytime. Because I love learning from you. You can bring something different, because I love learning from many different experts, but I just adjust some good ideas to my workflow, my process. So, guys, I recommend to anyone to follow Andrew Deutsch. Open this website. His website you can find in the description below. Listen us on Google, Apple, Spotify, and see you next time.